Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's episode of Commission Breath. Brandon Love here with Tom Moffat. And today we are going to do a deep dive on 7 ways to wow your client. Before we dive into things, I want to just say what's really wowing me with Tom's appearance today is a fresh haircut, and his office is looking nice and sharp with some artwork up there. He's got a tree in the background. He's really trying hard to make things visual for those of you who are tuning in on YouTube, whereas I'm sitting here in a Christmas sweater and a backwards hat, so he's showing me up a little bit here.
I'm doing it for you, listener. Nobody else sees this. I mean, all my social content has none of this behind me. So one thing you didn't compliment me on was the lighting today, Brandon. I have a cool little tip for anyone that is having issues with lighting. Basically, my lights in here, if you look at all of the videos, I look like shit. Like the light is just shining on my face. I just like, it's just off. I did a quick YouTube search and I figured out that instead of having the light directly on you, to reduce the harsh lighting, shine it on a white wall and just crank it up higher and just tone it down until you find the right lighting, essentially. And it's less harsh because it's bouncing off a wall. But that's a quick little tip.
There you go. And if you're on YouTube, you can see my shiny, bald face and head reflecting off my harsh lighting. Message received, Tom. All right.
Hey, the guitar looks good, buddy.
Let's dive into it. And part of what Tom's saying here is actually ties into point number 1, which is, master your first impression. And the way that we do that is when a lead comes in, we're very quick with them first and foremost, but we also have a really polished email that goes out to them.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, I think ours is a bit different, but it's the same structure. We have the email template in Yesware, which we've talked several times. And in that email template, we have a pre-recorded video. You can do custom videos, but it's very hard to do that over time with the leads coming in. So I recommend doing one master video. If you're up to it and you're at your office, your desk, and you can record that video, then you can place it in there. But the video is nice because it shows a personal side to you. They can kind of see you, the person. And I think that's important through the client journey, especially if you're completely virtual. And the prompt response to it is the second component to the first impression. Quick response, it just sets the tone early. And other than that, the third item would be the calendar link in there that we place. So that way they can book a call right away. And actually, there's a fourth. If you edit the subject line with their name in it, it's also going to show a better impression as well.
For sure. And I skipped the video piece completely on the first one. I keep mine plain text just because sometimes I get a little bit nervous if there's several emails about it getting flagged as spam and the lead getting lost. So I usually integrate video once there's been a bit of back and forth that way. Probably being overkill on my side, but just something to consider. Additionally, like Tom mentioned, having the name in there, anything you can do to personalize it, make it feel more like you already have some rapport going is going to really help you.
Yeah, and if the email intro, like let's just say it's coming from a referral partner or even the client directly, and they're stating what they're trying to accomplish, like let's just say they're trying to buy their first rental property, have that in the reply. Be like, I would love to help you with your first rental property.
Exactly. So the first impression, you can't go back and change that. So that's why you always want to win there. It sticks in people's head and they'll remember you as a professional because of that email. If you have one that you just type on the fly on your phone, there's spelling mistakes, or it seems rushed, or it's kind of janky, clients will remember that. So take time to polish this. You can record pre-recorded videos. You can have the templated email on your phone. You can have a saved message where you just type like book me, for example. So every time I type book me, pre-populated message comes up and it's my initial onboarding text. So I don't always have to sit there and type it. It's right there. It's ready to roll and I can fire it off. Look professional, but I can also do it quick, which is point number 2. Speed kills all deals. And speed is the most important thing. One of my number 1 ways that I get referrals is a realtor partner will be like, hey, this person came in, they said they're pre-approved, their existing broker or the bank is being really slow with them, they don't feel like a valued client, can you show them how you work?
Yeah, I think that's crucial, especially if you're new in the business and you don't have that experience yet. Speed in communication is going to be your biggest tool in your belt because you don't really have anything else at that point. So if you can get prompt responses back to your referral partners, the leads, your clients, it's just going to make your business a lot better. Even if it's for the first year or two and you have these commitments where you're going to communicate with them past work hours on the weekends, and you have a commitment to respond back to them within an hour, whatever you want to do there and build out. I would probably do that if I was like 1 or 2 years in the business and I was like brand new. I would be working weekends and weeknights, and I still do sometimes.
Yeah, I still do it. Like sometimes I'll fire a client a message. Like if they ask me something that's really quick on the weekend, I'll just bang it off. Let's say it's something more in depth and I want to sit and kind of be at my desk and really focus on it. I'll fire them just a quick note back acknowledging them that I have their message, that I'm going to look at it on Monday. And just acknowledging people, making them feel heard, even if you're not giving them that answer right there, it's a little step ahead. Okay. Like there's going to be some bank rep who checks out on Friday at 5 and doesn't pick up an email all weekend. You're going to stand out above that person just by this little simple acknowledgement that takes you 2 minutes of your time.
Yeah, so let's go on to point number 3, show, don't tell. So when we have our client journey, our process, and people are in our orbit, a lot of people are visual learners. I actually think everyone is. Some people are more so than others, but having that visual component, like having the budget outlined with the video overview of all of the numbers, it's really important for people to see that. And especially like when it comes to the back end of the application, I find like I got this tip from you, Brandon, like recording your screen on Finmo, like in the app. Clients love that because they see like the back end and what's actually being calculated in the numbers. And it just makes it more legit for them, knowing that like stuff is actually getting done properly.
Exactly. And for a lot of people, they will just get a pre-approved amount. So someone will say, "Hey, I'm pre-approved for 500,000." They don't know if they pay off their vehicle, what they would go up to. They don't know if they use some sort of borrowed flex down scenario, what they could do. Any of these scenarios, they have no insights into this. So then showing the budget, showing the application gives them some more perspective on where they're at. This is especially helpful for first-time homebuyers who have a ton of questions, because you can then show that budget and say, okay, you're going to get a first-time homebuyer credit on the land transfer tax piece, but you might still owe a little bit here, or legal fees are typically this amount, and budget that in there. And you show them the granularity of all of these details so that when a question comes up, they're coming to you. The last thing you want is someone going to Google and starting to search mortgage questions. Like, what should my mortgage rate be? Show me a mortgage calculator. Do this, because then they are going to get targeted ads from all of the mortgage companies with discount buy down sites that might steal your bread and butter there.
And you know what a lot of Gen Z and X generation is doing now is they're actually going to social media first before Google. Like you and I being millennials, our first thought is to go to Google, but a lot of these younger generations, they're going to social media and they're typing that in, and then they're going to absorb this person's content, and there's going to be more of a connection there because there's more watch time with their face. So definitely avoid the questions. The videos on the back end are going to help you clarify the process. It's going to help you because then you're not left having to hop on more phone calls to answer questions.
Exactly. We're having some nice segues today. One thing is leading to another, but this one is don't be an order taker. So provide strategies to clients. So many clients will come to you and they will say, "Hey, I want to put 200,000 down on this house. I want a 5-year fixed mortgage and show me your best rate." And great. You can be the kind of person that just flips off the best rate in a text or whatever, quick email, and move on with your day. But if you actually want to close business and build your portfolio of clients, the best way to do is actually provide them some strategy. So look at their scenario. Maybe they have a large vehicle loan that they're paying biweekly payments of $350, and you realize it makes more sense to pay that down or get rid of a credit card. Certain strategies like that improve their overall net worth is going to be of a way higher value to them. I know I've come to the point with clients where some of them I might lose in the end on rate. And the client will say, "You know what, you actually saved me so much money showing me the other strategies. I'm going to stick with you for the ongoing value that this provides and not go with X bank that's just giving a better rate today."
I think there's a big misconception and stigma in the industry that you're not forcing a client into taking anything, but I do think you should be giving your opinion as to like which product might be better for them. You're not telling them, "Hey, you need to be going with this product. You should be going to this product," but you should basically just outline all the pros and cons, but tell them like, "Hey, here's the cons of going with this product. I know you want to lean towards that, but you should maybe consider this one." And I know there's like a lot of brokers that say you shouldn't do that. You should just outline the different options, but I think you should give them your advice.
Yeah, I think that's a reason they're coming to a broker. Like if I want advice on X thing, I'm going to go to someone who's done it thousands of times. Like if I came to you and you're a car salesperson, let's say, I don't even know what that's called, a car dealer. And I'm like, "Hey, is this a good model or is this one better?" And you're like, "Oh, I don't know. They're both good."
It's your preference.
Yeah, it's like, fuck you. Do you have an opinion? Are you a human being or are you just a robot? Because I can just go online and Google specs and do my own research, or I can ask you and hope that you have a personality and some insights, or maybe you can ask me some questions, figure out what's best for me and kind of guide me in the right direction. At the end of the day, maybe I'll choose the other one because I like the toasty buns, leather seat, and the heated steering wheel. That doesn't matter, but at least you've guided me along the way.
Toasty buns, I like it. You're going to get burned either option. Like if you give your advice and opinion, you're going to get burned in the future. Like people that were here listening that went through COVID and the low variables. I'm sure most of us got burned during that period of time recommending variable, but that's going to happen. The other side of things, if you don't give them your advice or opinion and they pick the wrong product, they're still going to come back to you.
Exactly. So there's no way to win. Just in your scripting, dial it in that you're giving them pros and cons. You're not forcing, you're just guiding. And at the end of the day, they do pick the final choice. All right, next one. So for anyone who's been on a road trip with their kids or on an airplane, one of the most annoying things is, are we there yet? This is the same for us when we've ordered things online and no one gives us a tracking number. So show your clients the flight tracker, show them the roadmap, let them see where they're at in the process so they don't feel like they're in this never-ending cycle of documents, e-signing, request for this, request for that. Show them where they're at. Make a little tracker. It takes like 15 minutes on Canva to do the different models, and you can pop it in your email and say, you are on step 3 of 5. You are on step 4 of 5. Here's what to expect. Here's what's coming around the next corner. That gives so much peace of mind to people and is so easy for you to implement. You will stand out from everyone else's journey by doing this. And you'll save yourself so much question and anxiety from clients being projected onto you.
Yeah, we just shared this morning in our client journey training, and it was probably the best 30 minutes I've spent on Canva. Out of like anything I've done on Canva was just creating these milestone templates and just literally copy the Domino's tracker. And if you put that in your process, it's going to provide so much ease for the client on their side because they can see the finish line. People that haven't got a mortgage before, or it's been years, they're going to be so confused and wondering where the heck am I? Having that tracker is crucial.
Exactly. It stops them questioning and once again going to Google or going to social media and looking for answers. And it saves you a ton of time because they're not checking in with you all the time to see where they're at.
Vice versa with realtor partners too. If there's some emails you CC them on, like obviously you can't do it with all of them, but let's just say it's application submitted. I think I CC realtors on that one. They can see the tracker in that one. So the realtor partners love it too.
From there, and part of doing this tracker does tie into the next piece as well, but that is take the load off. Anticipate the needs of your clients. So you know that clients are going to have to pick a lawyer to work with. You know that the lawyer is going to have to get instructed. They're going to have a signing appointment. You know they're going to need to send you X documents. So anticipate the questions that they are going to ask you. If it's a first-time home buyer, pulling money from their RRSP, show them the document they're going to need to complete. Provide them with the answers so that they just have to go through the process and follow the steps you've laid out for them. Anticipating this, it's clarity to people and it removes anxiety from a scenario. This is really stressful for a lot of people. I know for us, when you do it over and over again, getting a mortgage seems like nothing to us now. But for people, this is the biggest transaction they're going to do probably in their life, and it is extremely stressful for them.
You're always going to have clients that are going to be a bit more nervous than others and they're going to have more questions. But the more you can alleviate some of that stress for them, the better for you because it's going to save you a lot of time. That's why I really do believe you should have some sort of drip campaign once they're in the process. I don't really believe in a drip campaign for your whole master list because like 4% of people are getting a mortgage. Why are you blasting out a drip campaign for your whole master list about mortgages when people don't care? You're going to get a bunch of unsubscribes. So I'm a big believer in having the client journey drip campaign versus your whole master list. And in that, you're going to be educating them and saving you time because you're answering questions up front.
For sure. And in your existing client journey, just look through it and say, okay, where can I anticipate the needs that come up? Like, what are the questions I get from all my clients? If you're getting the same question from all your clients, it means you have an unanswered component in your client journey. So look for those gaps and fill them. These little tweaks aren't going to take you very much time. You're going to recognize the issue, you implement the change, and then you watch the results. And usually a lot of these questions will just go away. Clients will stop following up to see if everything's all done. Like by sending your broker complete email or all conditions met, like we call it, the client knows they're done. They just have to wait till closing. So do these little things. It makes a huge impact on your business.
Point number 7, lifetime value. So I will be completely honest, this is something I still need to work on. And what we mean by lifetime value is having more of an ongoing service and education and providing more for the client past closing, not just saying like, here's your mortgage, see you later. I've tried my best with other things, like I have Ownwell in my database marketing now, so they can track their mortgage, their equity in their home, refinance opportunities, the value of their home. That's in Ownwell. That's for a separate discussion. But I have different things embedded now that are helping. But I had 2 clients this week alone that came back and said like, hey, Tom, I'm not sure if you remember me. I'm like, fuck, like that's not good if they're saying that.
Yeah, you know what's funny is I have a client that I have done 2 mortgages for in the last 2 years. They're on our emails, they respond, they email frequently, but they called the other day and they're like, hey, I don't know if you remember me. And I was like, yeah, I remember you. And one of them was like, I'm sure you say that to all your clients. And then I was like, no, it's X and X. Like, and I said her partner's name. And she's like, okay, you do remember. I was really on the ball that day. I'm like, yeah, you live at this address. She's like, okay, you have a great memory. And I was like, yeah,
That's
not
a
usually.
really good memory, man. That's insane.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, I'm pretty
You have
dialed
a
into this.
goldfish named Eddie.
Yeah. Then I can't even remember where I put my keys, but whatever. But yeah, so I was like really locked in and I showed her that. But like her asking that makes her feel that I could have forgotten about her, even though I thought I had all these things, like these touch points that I thought, I'm staying on top of them, which to me, I don't know, like maybe it means to add more touch points than we're already doing, or more personalized messaging to text clients more frequently. Like we do annual check-ins, we do different VIP club monthly things here and like all this different shit that we think hits them. But if someone's asking that, like that's 3 people for us in the same week, that's an indicator that it's not enough. So look for that. Also look for like if a client send you a message, hey, it's Tom. It's like, why are you reintroducing yourself? We've sent each other 1,000 texts back and forth. Like, so things like that kind of indicate that you can do way more follow-up than you are doing. And it's something to look into doing.
I was going to say that I think it might just be a lack of the personalized approach. Like if you receive monthly or quarterly emails, whatever the cadence is, like emails, they know it's a one-to-many email most of the time. Like it's not going to be a one-to-one. So that's probably why she may have said that, or why these other clients have said that. And if you sprinkle in some regular phone calls or texts, I think that probably would help. And it's something that we should do. It's just like, you got to pick and choose like where your time is. And I know like I don't have time to make client calls. I know that's horrible to say because there's probably business in it, but maybe it's a point to make to hire someone to do that and put in your process.
Yeah, I think even in the prospectors hour we do every morning, if you just said reach out to 2 past clients,
That's a good
you're not going to hit
idea.
them all immediately, but you have 300-ish days of work days there. You should be able to cover your whole database in that time frame.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
All right. Anything you want to add today, Tom?
I think that's it. Other than one ask for all of you, it's going to be that podcast review, whatever you're on. If you're on Apple, please write us a review. If you're on Spotify, it's super, super easy just to click that 5-star button. That's all I ask.
Cool. And I'm going to add a little ask to this too. We've done some more like nonchalant off scripting episodes recently. Today there's 7 points, so we kind of know our points. We're talking to each one versus other times we've just kind of got on and just talked. I'm curious to know for the listeners, like which style do you like more? Do you like a bit of both? Do you prefer just us shooting the shit? What is of value to you? Because ultimately we are here to be an incubator for the mortgage space, share our ideas and knowledge and grow them. But also we want to provide value to you with that sharing. So if there's a format you prefer, let us know in an Instagram DM or an email, and that'd be greatly appreciated.
Yeah, and also interview formats too. If you like that too, let us know. That's typically a bit tougher for us to try to find people to interview and line that up. But if that's what you guys like, then let us know.
Yeah, give us some feedback. All right. We're here and we're ready for it.
We're on an island.
Yeah. Thanks, everyone. We'll catch you next week.